Welcome back to the High School Backups Podcast. My name is Nick, and this is episode 28, I think. Thank you, Justin. I honestly guessed because I was hosting last week. However, I was busy. 29? Is it 29?
Oh shit, it is.
Oh, it's 29.
Oh, snap.
Thank you, Jake.
Oh, snap.
Anyways, episode 29, which means we've been doing this for 3 weeks, half a year and 3 weeks. So congratulations, everybody. We've been doing this consistently every week for over half a year. The reason I say is because I wasn't here for the actual half a year podcast. So anyways, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. So we have a lot to go over this week. Some non-football news, but mostly football news. Injury updates, week 1 review, week 2 preview. Should be interesting. So I guess we'll start off with all non-football related stuff. So I know Kyle got some stuff to bring up.
Yeah, I did. I have some hockey news. First off, Montreal Canadiens have named a new captain, Nick Suzuki. He's one of the few non-French-speaking Canadiens captains to ever be named. I think it's still in the single digits of non-French-speaking captains to be named in franchise history. So that is good, cool for him to be able to do that. Also, a lot of NHL teams are releasing the ads that are going to be placed on their jerseys, this is the first season that NHL is doing that. So this is going to be a love-hate relationship, especially from me. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet.
Wait, so ads are going to be... So what is it? The ads are what?
Ads are going to be on NHL jerseys for the first time ever. So
Is that to
there's
prevent
like ads.
commercials?
No, it's more like to just like gain advertising like money, like the NBA already does. MLB has the Nike swoosh on it. A lot of other hockey leagues around the world have advertisements on their jerseys. So it's basically kind of mimicking what the NBA does with like that small little patches that they have is what the NHL is going to do.
Okay.
Whether or not it stays on like full long term, it's unknown, but. Right now, a lot of NHL teams are slowly releasing. Some of them are like eyesores, like the Pittsburgh Penguins have a bright red logo, and their colors are black and yellow. So that just like is ugly and stands out. Some teams are going with a little more subtle approach. So I guess we'll wait and see how fans react to that.
As long as no one puts like a Coca-Cola bottle on their jersey.
That would actually be hilarious. No, I support that. I want to see a Coca-Cola bottle on the Boston Bruins jersey. That would be hilarious.
That would be
Whoa.
Zero shot.
No, it would go on like a red and white team. Oh,
The
Detroit
Flames?
Red Wings?
Red
Wings?
Red Wings fans would riot if a Coca-Cola bottle appeared on their sleeping jersey that hasn't changed patch of the jersey, let alone.
Well, now they have to, just for the memes.
For reference for people who don't follow hockey, how long ago was that, Kyle? Rest in peace.
Early 2000s. So actually not that long ago, but still that was their first time since like the 1940s. So
Kyle, the early 2000s was 20 years ago.
Oh, don't say that,
shit.
Jay!
You made me feel old, Jay.
Why would you say that?
Tom Brady may have not won a Super Bowl at that point.
That is actually fair. That's fair, actually.
What else you got, Kyle?
Also got some lacrosse news there. We have the championship game for the PLL is between the Water Dogs, who beat the Whip Snakes 11-10, and the Chaos have beat the Archers by some sort.
Go Chaos! 2 in a row! Let's go Chaos! 2 in a row!
Not a chance. Water Dogs is going to end their... just for people who don't know, who haven't been following lacrosse, the Chaos made the playoffs as the second to worst team in the regular season, having won only 2 games all year long. And then
they've won just as many in the playoffs.
Just promptly decided to win in the playoffs and go straight to the championship game. So you know what?
Wait.
Good for them to see it.
Wait,
I mean,
Kyle.
even the worst teams could put something together and for just a couple of games in the playoffs for sure.
So does every team in the PLL make the playoffs?
No, only the top 7 do. So basically,
So
the-
the Cannons who didn't make the playoffs had to have won less than 2 games.
correct. They
Oh,
won
I'm
one
hurting. Oh, I'm hurting.
game. they won one game.
Oh, that
Jake.
makes me so sad.
Ouch.
Whip Snakes had the 1 seed, and they had the bye. They were the 1 seed, the one team that didn't have to play when Nick, Justin, and I went to the game a couple weeks ago. So, yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
That's all I got.
Awesome. Any soccer news, by the way, Andrew?
Just Champions Leagues going on right now. We have matches tomorrow. Couple things that happened around Chelsea from that I've talked about with these guys is that they had fired their head coach last week, in the middle of the week. So that was after a huge loss to a club that was near the bottom of the Premier League. And now they are signing one of the coaches now who has his team in the top 4, and his first game will be tomorrow in the Champions League against FC Salzburg, a Belgian team. So there's high hopes that maybe this squad, with the new turnaround for a coach, for their manager, will be able to extend them a bit further and get them back into the top flight.
Nice, thank you. Jake, any college football news?
Oh, there's a ton.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus strictly on upsets and close games. We're gonna start with good old the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Bro, Notre Dame's down bad. Notre Dame's down bad. So as we probably all know, Brian Kelly left the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football program to go be the head coach of LSU. More on that later. And Marcus Freeman took over Notre Dame. They lost week 1 to Ohio State. Not really a big deal. Lost again. Nobody really reacted. And then they decided to go and lose to Marshall. 26-21. This team was 0-2 and still a top 10 ranked team because, it's Notre Dame. They get some bias. They went and lost to Marshall. I think they're now out of the top 25. That is one of the bigger upsets of the week. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest. Moving on to Alabama and Texas, a 20-19 win over the Longhorns for Alabama. But in no understated terms, Texas is back, baby! No, but in all seriousness, everybody expected Alabama to roll through the Longhorns, and up until the last minute of the game where Bryce Young decided for the 3rd time in 2 years to be Tom Brady cool when his team is losing by 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left, came back, brought his team down the field, and won the game. I know that Bryce Young is actually widely regarded as like the 2nd best or best QB in this next year's draft class, but some of the things that he is able to do when his team is losing in the 4th quarter, Brady-esque. Let's see. We got Appalachian State beating Texas A&M. That team that beat Alabama last year, that team that spent $10-15 million on all their NIL recruiting. Yeah, they lost to Appalachian State, looking like shades of Michigan back in 2007. They lost 17-14. How far does that make them drop? I'm not sure. I think they were number 24 in last week's poll. And then Nebraska, man. For a blue... Kyle, we can't hear you. You turned your
How
mic
about
off.
now?
Yeah, you turned your
We
mic
good?
off.
All right, there we go.
Nebraska, for a blue blood college football program, lost
How about now?
45-42 with Georgia Southern, and they fired their coach, Scott Frost, who personally I'm a big fan of. I've followed him since his days at Oregon with Chip Kelly, and I thought he was going to be like a great head coach, and Nebraska just wasn't it under his head coaching tutelage. USC did beat Stanford, just some other things. Iowa lost to Iowa State, much to my friend Andrew's demise because he's a big Iowa fan. Not Andrew here, but a different Andrew. I went to law school with him. And, the Patriots are looking like the NFL's Iowa, so we're going to talk about that later.
Oh, God. Can we... okay. Yeah. I guess we can talk about it.
LSU's head coach Brian Kelly also had a weird interaction with a reporter who showed up late and then said maybe if we'd win, I'd show up on time. That is the big college football news for this week. If I am missing anything big, please let me know.
Not that I can think of.
You can hit them all.
I think you're on top of it.
Normally am.
What else you got
Okay.
in store for us, Nick?
Yes.
Week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, so we're going to move right on to week 1 review and week 2 preview. We're going to start with week 1, and then we'll do pick'ems for week 2 and talk a little bit about each of those games. So,
Nick, quick question.
week 1, hello.
Are we also talking fantasy football today? We're talking about our fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the above. Week 1 review, week 2 preview for that as well.
Okay.
Let me pull that up by the way while we're talking about it. 1 minute. Okay, NFL. I'm just gonna pull up NFL.com so we can talk about all the games. Let's talk about fantasy football first. So let me
All right, I'm
share
down for that.
just because I already have that up. So obviously I just so happen to be the first one, first because it's my account we're on right now.
No bias.
So me versus Jacob Servant. Servant got smoked, especially by these 2 players and also by this player. There's really not much to this matchup other than I probably should have lost because I didn't even have that good of a week other than AJ Brown and Justin Herbert. But to each their own, he got smoked. Moving on. So Kyle proceeded to smoke Andrew. It wasn't even close, no offense, but Akers did awful. And Kyle's whole team did good. Actually, Kyle's half of his team did good, and the other 2 went awful. So.
Yeah, wide receivers kind of blow, but other than that, my team did great.
That's what she
don't worry,
said.
guys. Kyle has already tried to snipe one of my wide receivers.
Saquon going
and I'm
for 39? Damn.
I'm gonna keep trying on other wide receivers until I get one. It will happen. I may have to
Wow,
give up
Kyle,
Dalvin Cook to get there. But
Kyle, send me a send me a trade, but if you're talking Dalvin Cook, send me a trade. Hold up. Yeah, I'll send you a trade right now live on the podcast, but I
Do
swear.
not do that.
I'm gonna send you a trade right now.
all right, let's see what you got.
Oh,
What?
wait, hold on. Wait. Chill. I need to look real quick. 1 second.
Yeah.
Bro almost sent an AJ Brown trade. Also, Devonte Smith getting 0 points is absolutely ridiculous.
I agree, Jake.
Give
Devontae
him
Smith
Pacheco.
not doing.
Give him
Devontae-
Here, Nick. We'll worry about this
Pacheco
after
for
the show.
the.
Yo, you
No,
would have been
no.
better off. Hold on a minute.
No.
Nick, I want to point something out to you real quick. You would have been better off starting Carson Wentz than Justin Herbert.
Yeah. I know.
Hold on.
Anyways, moving on. Closest
I'll look
matchup
that
of the
over
week.
after, Nate.
Okay, closest matchup of the week. I'm gonna adjust the scoring so that Austin wins real quick.
Don't you dare.
Anyways, Jake beats Austin by a whopping 3.5 points on the back of Josh Allen carrying his dumb face.
Excuse me, Michael Thomas put up 22.
Yeah, Michael Thomas actually was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Michael Thomas had a good game. Honestly, your team did average except for Josh Allen, and his team did average except for Jonathan Taylor. And
Honestly,
the defense was pretty good.
Najee needs to be better, and Amari Cooper definitely needs to be better, and so does Kyle Pitts. But
Oh, this is sad. Big sad.
that hurt.
He'll be fine.
He'll be playing this weekend against the Patriots.
He
Anyways,
already said he's
post game
playing
of the week,
Patriots.
Jake came out on top. A very low scoring affair here. Riley did not have a good week by any means. This is just tough. This is
Which
just
I'm
a bad week.
actually really shocked about with those 3 wide receivers that she had playing yesterday.
Well, I can't
between
lie.
DK,
This is. I didn't realize she had
Tyler,
Tyler
and
Lockett
Courtland.
and DK, so that's an issue.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I don't think it's an issue. I think that 2 tandem is going to be great to watch all year long.
well, it'll be interesting. Now we have the highest scoring person in the whole league.
Yeah, Justin.
No,
fucked
I
us
had
up.
him
Justin's
beat.
team went
Steven did
absolutely-
get a little bit
Oh,
higher.
I
you're
had
right.
him
You're right.
Yeah.
You did not have him beat, Kyle. Chill.
No, I didn't. My bad. I can't read. My bad.
71 from Patrick Mahomes. Otherwise, your squad did good. Like, not just decent. Like, they did good. But Patrick Mahomes did great. So, and you smoked Jake and the other Jake. And then, Caleb got absolutely smoked because Michael Pittman and Jerry Jeudy have
what was the prediction for last week? Who's going to lose this week? Who? Huh? Oh, that's right.
I don't think anyone said you were going to lose.
Yes. Y'all said I was going to lose last week. And Michael Pittman.
I said it was pretty close. I'm pretty sure.
Hold on a minute. How did Russell Wilson put up 41 points?
Because he threw for 300 yards. He didn't throw a single interception, so he got a lot of yards this game.
He wasn't even that accurate.
Turnovers weren't even on his.
It wasn't good. How did he put up 41 points?
This is 38 points.
Yep.
I gotta fix this defensive stuff, dude. Holy cow. Okay, anyways.
What's crazy is looking at Jerry Jeudy. I was watching the game again. I was watching the game last night. I screamed at the top of my lungs when Jerry Jeudy went off for that touchdown.
Okay, actually, we could do this a different way. Because we're going to have to do it anyways. Pick 'em. Okay, so week 1. The Bills beat the Rams. Nice. Got that right? Who got that wrong? Because I think me, Jake, and Kyle are tied for first. So.
I think I got that one wrong, too.
I got that wrong.
I got that one right.
One thing I will say what's scary about this game is the Bills got 7 sacks on the Rams and they didn't blitz once. So the big thing with the Bills was not getting to the quarterback, and now they can very much get to the quarterback. So now we got a Super Bowl.
This was a surprise.
Nick, hold on.
Yeah.
Just want to point out with the Saints Falcons, the Saints are now just one step closer to winning the Bird Gauntlet by beating every single Bird team in the NFL.
Yeah, it won't happen.
I would
Who's
love.
the last
I want it
team?
to happen though. They have to play. No, this season alone, they're playing all the Bird teams this season. So they are playing the Ravens, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. And yeah,
I don't think they'll. I don't know. Seahawks look pretty good, but we'll get there. I don't. Eagles.
Did I not say the Eagles? My bad.
You did not. But
I did.
Anyways, we'll get there when we get there. This was a big surprise. Justin Fields looked really bad in the first half, really good in the second, but it was a big surprise.
Nick, I think you're the only one who got that Steelers game right.
I think so.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll bring up the old podcast, bud. I'm pretty sure I said I'm going wild and picking the Steelers here because I feel like somehow they're gonna win.
Mhm.
So, just
But
so
TJ Watt's out for a couple weeks, though.
Yeah, it
Well,
took Joe Burrow throwing 4 picks, but hey.
and 2 fumbles on top of that.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it, Joe Burrow! You made me lose my other league. What the hell?
I'm so happy I
Joe
benched
Burrow
him.
stepped it up.
Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow stepped it up.
Yeah, I'm actually curious about something real quick. I'm gonna see if I can quickly pull this up. Hold up, 1 second.
1 second's
Let's-
over.
No, stop it. Two seconds.
Okay.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Oh wait,
1
I'm
and a
actually
half.
close. I'm actually
1
close.
and
I'm
3
actually close. Stop
quarters.
it. Wait, I'm gonna finish. Stop. I'm gonna
1 and
stop.
7/8.
Keep it going.
You're going to finish? Please
Yeah,
no.
that was the joke. That was the joke. Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. I didn't realize we literally talked the whole podcast about this, but jeez, crow. Oh wait, it was
Are you really
broken.
pulling up-
Wait,
Yeah.
never mind. My opinion was on the broken part. Son of a.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
Eagles beat the Lions. Jake,
No
bad
sad.
pick.
Big sad.
I
So
had to pick
close.
the
Bigger
Patriots. I knew the
sad.
Dolphins were gonna win. We're moving on. This is the easiest pick of the
Just
week.
like I picked. Which one?
I'm
Okay,
dis-
yeah, Ravens one.
This was
Carson
the easiest pick
Wentz,
of the week.
baby.
I'm disappointed in this, but it doesn't surprise me. Whatever.
Carson Wentz, baby.
I trusted Baker Mayfield. Jake stinks.
Wasn't
I trusted
Baker's
him.
fault.
Well, he should have been better. He
Baker's
could have
fault.
scored.
Baker is as good
I
as he
don't know
can
about
be.
Hey, easiest W of the week here, boys. Let's go. Anyway.
I still can't believe that's a
I can't believe it either, but I can't. Hey, this is the easiest pick of the week for me, and my
Yeah.
easy pick. This was not a surprise that they won, but a surprise how big they won.
Yeah.
This is
Let's
probably
go.
the most incorrect pick of the as in most like 95%.
Most wrong.
Like it was the other
picked it
wrong.
right.
I think the
I got it
Niners. I
right
think the
just
Niners
because
one was that high.
Giants.
I wouldn't count that. I don't know. People could say no, 92, 90. Yeah, that was the lowest one of the week. Wow, people really down the Giants as they should. 'Cause they're still trash. So Titans also suck.
I'm sorry. Did the Patriots win? No.
They
the
played
Patriots-
Miami.
Yes.
They played Miami in
But you
Miami, but
picked to win
Titans
the
were.
East.
Listen. I did. You're right. I did pick the Dolphins to win the East, and I'm still confident in that. But also, the Titans were the #1 seed in the AFC last year, so I don't want to hear this
two
crap that
good
we
things
played a
about
worse
the Titans. But name two good things about Titans, and Derrick Henry's one of them. So name the second one.
Ryan Tannehill, Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel is acceptable. Ryan Tannehill is not.
No, it's all Mike
Are you-
Vrabel fair.
What?
Ryan Tannehill is the most average quarterback there could be. But
That led them to a #1 seed last year.
In a
No.
Derrick Henry was out.
Derrick
median
Henry led him the
playoff
most, and they don't have
Derrick
AJ
Henry
Brown.
was-
They also don't
Yeah, I
have AJ
think that-
Brown.
I think that's
They also
right,
lost
which I
their
think
2 and 2
biggest loss.
So, anyways, okay. This was a hard pick. I'm surprised it was 76-24, but good for the Chargers. I was
I
a big
think I
Chargers
got
fan.
that wrong, actually.
Oh, this one ties it actually, 95-5. That was also a big pick.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
Yo, that 12th man in Seattle was rocking last night.
They were
I
rocking,
didn't wa-
but all right. Here's the couple
I didn't
things of that
watch it
game.
even.
There was two fumbles on the goal line on 4th down. You also have, all right, if you're gonna pay $230 million for a quarterback, you have 4th and 5. Russ still can run very well. He was able to escape the pocket that night when he was able to. I'm very, very annoyed that they just stood there holding their dicks for 40 seconds when they could have gotten another play off to getting closer. I get that McManus has legs. He has the leg to get, a 61-yarder. That's still really hard to do, and you should just have faith in your quarterback. I think that was a bad decision by the Broncos to just sit around and try to kick it.
It was a bad coaching
Nathaniel
decision.
Hackett said the same thing. Nick,
He
go
already
back real
agreed.
quick. Nick, go back
Yeah,
real
sorry.
quick. Go back all the way down. I want to point something funny out. So we both had the same thing for the tiebreaker. We both said 49 points. Were you also thinking 35-14?
Also thinking 35-14. Yes, I was. I really
That's
was.
funny.
So, any other storylines for this week? There are a few injuries. Nothing, I don't think, super crazy that's going to impact other than Chris Godwin's out for a few weeks. Dak Prescott, that is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Prescott's out for up to 8 weeks, although Jerry Jones said he's not putting him on IR because he's going to be back in 4 weeks. I don't
Jerry
see that
Jones
happening.
is an idiot. At the end of the day, he is. So, but there you go. There you go, Dallas. You couldn't get pieces for your offense, and your $40 million quarterback is injured. And even though he wasn't injured, I mean, the Cowboys sucked Sunday night. They were terrible. So them boys are a joke. Let's be honest here.
Mac Jones
Yeah,
is
it's,
questionable right now with a back injury.
Did you mention
Yeah.
TJ Watt?
I did not mention TJ Watt, but good point.
Yeah, he's out for at least 6 weeks.
Hey, it could have been way worse. At least it was only a partial tear for TJ. Initially, they thought he was done for 4 months. So
Yeah.
I mean, him and Minka Fitzpatrick pretty much won the game
Yo,
for the Steelers.
Minka's a go, but Minka's the go. I love Minka since he was on Miami, no cap. So, we will quickly go ahead and do week 2 previews. We'll go through our matchups, then we'll go through our preview of our fantasy. Unless anyone else has anything else to bring up before we do that.
nah.
Patriots offense, figure yourself out. All right.
Use Kendrick Bourne, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
they used him once.
Don't just run up the middle and
Myers.
deep pass. It's not going to work.
Yeah. We'll see what
Stop
happens.
going deep on 3rd down.
Our first 4 games are going to be hard, including the Steelers next week. So we'll just have to figure out what happens afterwards. Okay. So moving on to this week. Again, just to recap, these picks that I will have on screen are my own. They are not the group picks. We are going to discuss those out loud. I'll be transparent. I am picking the Chargers.
I'm
That's
gonna
best to
rock
her.
with the Chiefs at home here.
Chargers are my
Yeah.
bay, and although Keenan Allen is out, I still think Justin Herbert is up.
Yeah.
So
Mike
is Pat
Williams,
Mahomes.
catch a damn ball.
He'll
Justin
have to
Herbert,
next
throw
week
Mike
if they
Williams
want to
the
win.
damn ball.
If they want to win, they'll have to next week. I am very close to picking the Jets for this pick right now.
Or like an upset, yeah.
I was also going to pick the Jets.
I'm rocking with the Browns at home. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt is gonna run all over that Jets.
You're right.
defense.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Who did the Jets play this week?
They played the Ravens.
Oh yeah, screw that. Get out of here.
Also the Jets, their Joe Flacco at quarterback is going to get eaten alive by Myles Garrett too. So there's no way they don't stand a chance.
Is the
wouldn't
Detroit
say
Lions
that.
cornerback? Or is the Lions corner that they got? Is that corner back? Is the one which that they drafted 2 years ago or last year? Not this year, last year.
I forget, but I'm still gonna rock with the Lions at home after dropping 35 points on the Eagles defense.
Yes.
I'm just thinking like.
There's a very good shot that the Commanders win this game. I'm just gonna rock with the Lions because they are my sleeper.
I like that point. I think Tom Brady rights the ship this year. I do think Tom Brady rights the ship. He doesn't lose to the Saints twice. I do think
Also,
Alvin Kamara has a huge game though.
And I also got to say too that Bucks defense definitely seemed a lot more focused and very very efficient against the Cowboys as well.
Well,
they did.
Their defense last year was decimated by injuries in the secondary. All of those guys are back, so you're gonna see that Super Bowl defense, not last year's defense for the most part.
Also, Antoine Winfield, their safety, 31, he slimmed down. Now he is a much better. I'm pretty sure he did a lot of work to improve his coverage just because of that embarrassment against Cooper Kupp for sure. So that defense is looking really good.
Yeah, we'll see. I do think that the Bucks will do better against the Saints this year than they did last year, in my opinion. I also think that the Panthers will beat the Giants. I think the Giants are on a high right now, and I think that the Panthers, Baker Mayfield will run the Giants next week.
So, I'm going to disagree only because they're at home, and I think the fans being extremely happy that they won their first Week 1 matchup since 2016 will be very vocal and very loud. And I think that's going to be a little difficult for Baker, who did struggle, to match. Now, I do think if Matt Rule can corral that offense and CMC just does CMC things, then Panthers can absolutely destroy the Giants all day long. But I do think the Giants being at home is the knock that will go in their favor and the reason they can win that game.
Respectable.
I think, Nick, your reason that they're going to lose, I think, is my reason they're going to win. The fans are on a high. I think that's the biggest thing. Biggest
Fair
thing
enough.
in their favor.
I have to choose the Patriots, even though Steelers are going to win this game. It's just
I like the Patriots chance. I mean, I like the Patriots chance because even though they do have a very good secondary, they don't have their top pass rusher. So that might help us out a little bit to at least get the ball running. And then that offense, our defense can squares up so well, especially against that terrible offensive line with Judon.
Fair enough.
But it depends. As long as we don't run up the middle for 2 downs and throw deep third down, I think we're going to be okay.
So, Nick, my thing with the Steelers, right, is that their entire season hinges on how well Mitch Trubisky plays as a game manager. I'm picking the Patriots, but I'm cautiously pessimistic.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't have faith on many games this year. Middle season maybe, but at least this week. I'm actually picking the Jaguars, and I'm confident the Jaguars will win this week. I think that the Colts showed a lot of weakness last week, and they tied the Texans, who will probably be one of the worst teams this year. So I do like Davis Mills. I do like Brandon Cooks. I do not like pretty much anything else about that team. So, yeah.
I like their coach.
I thought you were talking about the Texans for a second. I thought you were talking about Colts for a second. I was like,
no, I like a lot about the Colts.
I was like,
but
what?
My issues with them is the fact that they looked really not organized last week, and because of that, I think.
I don't know if that was just lack of chemistry or just Matt Ryan being different than Carson Wentz's game management. Like, is that what it comes down to?
So here's the thing: is that the Colts just tend to play down or play up to whoever they're playing. So it wasn't a Carson Wentz issue. This has been an issue since Andrew Luck left. Like, they play up and they play down to whoever they're playing. And when they play, like, they lost to Jacksonville last year. And everybody's going to say that's on Carson Wentz, whatever. If it is, it is. They just tend to, when they're playing teams like Jacksonville, they tend to play like Jacksonville. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And Frank Reich's got to figure it out because he's a good coach. But for some reason, in games they should win, they find ways not to.
And I also will say, with the Colts as well, I have a feeling, I don't know, I just think playing against the Texans definitely last year at times can show that they could be an upset team. And I think it's just a week-to-week basis. But, I mean, Jonathan Taylor was looking really good. You know, Pittman, thank you, Pittman, for being on my team, has shown that Ryan is going to love to throw to him. I think the Colts are going to be fine. And I think that defense definitely probably underestimated the Texans for sure. But I think as long as a loss against a team like the Texans makes you think, all right, we need to focus up as a team. And I think coming back and playing against the Jaguars, who are, you know, have a lot of potential there with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback. But I think the Colts will be fine and win this game. But if they lose this game, then I'm going to start doubting them for sure.
Nick, I'm with you. Jacksonville win.
Yeah, also, Steve, I want you to know that if you only played 4 players this week, you still would have beat Caleb. So, actually, it might be 3. So,
yeah, it was a good week.
Anyways, I'm going to confidently pick the Baltimore Ravens over the Dolphins. Tua looked absolutely awful this week. Couldn't barely get the ball to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Thank God that those two know how to catch a ball pretty much anywhere. But I am not going to pick them. The Miami defense did not look very good, to be honest. I know they had one miss stop on the left tackle by Trent Brown. Other than that, the defense did not look good. The Patriots were in the Miami zone 4 times, and it's the Patriots' fault they couldn't capitalize, not the Dolphins. So the Patriots shouldn't have scored 7 points, and they honestly, if the Patriots were playing it all better, they would have scored 20. So that's my thought process.
There's also a BS passing free called, and also I believe it's at least 10 of those points came off of Patriot turnovers as well.
So, Nick, I'm not going to disagree with any of the analysis from the Patriots game. The Patriots should have won that game if they weren't making non-Patriot mistakes, which we've said a lot over the last 2 years, mind you. So they're becoming more common, and it's not making me happy. But I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on the pick. I think the Ravens are incredibly one-dimensional, and I think the Dolphins can figure that out. I'm going to take the Dolphins in a 20-17 game. I don't think Devin Duvernay can catch 2 touchdown passes again.
No, I saw the highlights for that game. Lamar Jackson looked literally the opposite of one-dimensional. They did not run the ball that much. Like, he threw the ball a lot. And they can run the ball, especially when JK comes back. So that's my point, is that they showed one dimension and looked really good doing it.
Listen, I know Lamar's not a running back. I literally have been saying Lamar's a good passer for years, and I know he improved on it. I just also know the Miami Dolphins secondary is very good, so I think I think they match up well with the Dolphins or the Ravens. Is essentially what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. Kyle, any thoughts?
You guys know I'm very high on the Dolphins this year. I even went very bold to say they'll win the AFC East.
Sure.
Which I'm still very high on them. I still think they can. I also agree with Jake's analysis of this matchup. I do think they can win, but I don't think it's because of necessarily the one dimension. I do think Lamar looked pretty exceptional without running backs to rely on. So I think it will still be a close game, but I still think Miami can win because I'm very high on what that team has.
I think it'll be close, but I think it's like a 27-21 Baltimore type thing.
Yeah.
Close.
But I'm I'm not even going to explain this. I think
Nope.
everyone. Did we see how bad they played yesterday? Like the Saints shouldn't even won that game, but they did. The Falcons gave up 16 points last 5 minutes or something like that. Like again, like really, like have you guys learned? Anyways, look, I can't cap.
This is tough.
I can't cap. I watched the highlights from last night. Sheesh, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Geno Smith looked like top 15 quarterback, and by top 15 I mean 15. So I'm like, dang, honestly, if he's 15 with Tyler Lockett and DK, I'm all in. Like I'm like these guys can be 8 and 9 this year, way better than what we predicted initially. So.
And San Francisco did not look good. Like, granted, the field conditions they played on in Chicago were pretty bad. So bad that Chicago got a penalty for using a towel to try and dry the field.
Yes.
Seriously?
San Francisco, yeah, seriously, they got.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
it was a 15-yard penalty. I think they called for trying to dry the field because they brought an illegal object on the field. But besides the point, I just don't. Trey Lance looked pretty bad.
Yep.
And Elijah Mitchell is now out till what, week 10, week 11, about, right?
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Wow.
Their bright spot right now is Debo, and if they can't get him the ball, I don't know what else he can do really. And like, yeah, they still have. I don't know if he's coming back. Is Kittle coming back at all?
I hope he is.
And Brandon Ayuk, but so they have good people,
valid.
but they have
Brandon
someone who
Ayuk.
can't get them the ball. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like it's not like
Yeah.
Jimmy can get them the ball at least.
So
I
I don't even think this pick is indicative about how good Seattle looked. It's about how bad the 49ers look, considering that's a playoff team. And if I'm Kyle Shanahan right now, first of all, you just lost to the Bears, who might have the third worst roster in the NFL, between the Seahawks and Falcons, who apparently all heard all the talk about how bad their teams were and decided to come out and play ridiculous week 1. Whatever.
I think the Texans are worse than the Seahawks, to be honest.
I'm just naming bad rosters.
All right.
Yeah.
But when you have a playoff team that were they in the NFC Championship game last year? Yeah, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
I
NFC
am
championship.
heavily considering looking at Trey Lance and telling him to sit his ass down, and I'm starting Jimmy G. Kyle Shanahan is like 38-11 with Jimmy G as a starter, and he's got like 3 wins with all the games that Jimmy doesn't play.
Also
Yeah.
made it to 1 Super Bowl and 2 NFC championships.
Like,
Yep.
I am heavily considering just benching Trey Lance after that. I know it was a rainstorm and it was poor conditions, but Trey Lance looked awful.
You can still run the ball.
I think you have to give him one more week in a
I think so too.
awful field condition, and then you evaluate. If he looks the exact same, Jake, then I 100% agree with your decisions. If there is any slight improvement of any kind, then you have to continue going with the player that was taken 3rd overall a couple years ago.
If they lose at home to Seattle, I'm cutting Trey Lance. I'm like,
I
get
don't
out of
know
here.
about cutting, but
No,
It would be
let him
crazy.
go. Yay.
I
Because
will
Trey
say
Lance has the talent. There's a reason they took him over Justin Fields and
Yeah,
Lance
because they're
Jones that
idiots.
year.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. They probably shouldn't have. He didn't play his senior year, and he had 12 starts in all of college. So
Yeah.
He did amazing with the non-traditional college program in North.
He's playing in the FCS with the best team in the FCS. It's not even
Are they
close.
really
had
Are they
Christian
considered the
Watson.
best team in the FCS?
Yes, they've won the
Are they?
championship like 3 years in a row.
I don't even follow the FCS. That's how little I know about their program.
Well, I hate to say this. Nobody follows the FCS except for Jake. So
Exactly.
let's be honest. Anyways, moving on. If the Seattle wins, they have as many wins I think we predict them to have all season already.
That's
so,
a fact.
let's go Seattle. This is a no-brainer. Dallas looked absolutely god-awful. Their offensive line looked awful, and now they don't have their quarterback, who, as much as we give Dak crap, he's still a top 10, top 12 quarterback in the league, and he's very consistent and keeps the team afloat. He's not there. So,
Broncos.
also, this 0-1 is a count because they probably should have lost that. They should have lost that game. And
No, they
6
shouldn't have.
turnovers, and they only lose by a field goal in the dying seconds of OT. That's something to say. I'm about half tempted to pick the Texans. I'm not gonna do it,
Come
but I'm
on.
tempted. You know, I'm tempted.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I know Russell did not look amazing last night, but he also didn't look.
Well, also
He just
they
looked
were.
average. You know, he just looked old, really, to me.
I think he just looked flustered against just
His old
uncomfortable
team.
playing against his own team. I mean, Brady when he went against the Patriots didn't throw a single touchdown. Like it happens just in those kind of revenge games.
Listen, when you've got a coach who's been with a quarterback for 13 years, they kind of know what to do and what not to do.
Tough.
Pete Carroll knew exactly what to do with Russell Wilson. It happens. The Broncos aren't losing to a team like that again. They're going to blow the Texans out by 20.
Now this Raiders and Cardinals.
This is
No, Raiders by a mile.
Yeah.
I don't see. I
I
watched
do.
the Cardinals yesterday. I don't see a world where they win this game unless they have D-Hop, and I think they win it by 3 with D-Hop. I think that
Yeah.
D-Hop is a 10-point difference guy. So
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I saw the Raiders play the Chargers. So here's the thing. I don't say they looked awful, but they looked really bad against a not fantastic Kansas City Chiefs defense.
Yes.
Yeah, defense. And the offense ran over them. And if we know anything about Oakland or Las Vegas, their offense will do just what Kansas City did and run over them. And their defense is better. Like their pass rush is way better than Kansas City. So I think that Vegas wins this like 35-21 or 35-18 or 17 or something. Like I don't think it's that close.
I also think Vegas wins, but I was really thinking it was going to be a lot closer. I didn't watch either game. I didn't watch either highlight reel of any matchup, so I don't really know what either team brought to their specific matchups except losing. So I'm not really sure what is to look. I'm just basing my decision solely on rosters, and I think Derek Carr connection with Devonte Adams, who he targeted a lot from
It looks good.
fantasy. At fantasy matchups, Devontae went absolutely off. He didn't even. How many targets did Hunter Renfrow even get in that game?
Like 6.
Like 6, but Devontae Adams had 17 or something. So
there's still. So even so, he's still spreading out the ball. So now, like, I still think Raiders will win, but I don't know if it's as much of a blowout.
Okay,
I really don't know.
Here's the thing. The Cardinals are the 32nd worst team against tight ends right now. I mean, I know they played Travis Kelce last week, but now they have to deal with Darren Waller. And if I'm Derek Carr, I'm looking at what Travis Kelce did and just tossing the ball up to Devontae and Darren Waller and going nuts. That's really
definitely.
it. That's
I mean,
really what it
also-
comes down to.
Also against that defense, you're gonna have Hunter Renfrow and Devonte Adams taking up a lot of their probably double teaming either one or both of them, so taking up their corners and safeties. So you're gonna have Darren Waller most likely. They're very terrible linebackers. So I have Darren Waller in my work league. I hope he's gonna go off because this is definitely a situation where Derek Carr to Darren Waller is gonna be unstoppable.
wait, we have a double Monday night. Let's
Yep.
go.
That's dope.
And it's an early and then normal time Monday night too. That's going to be interesting. I don't
Yeah, I
really
love
care as much about the second game. Anyways, I'm picking the Bears here. I'm not kidding. I watched the Packers look awful. I saw Aaron Rodgers, who threw 3 total interceptions last year, have an interception, gave up 1 or 2 fumbles. Like, they looked awful. Like,
Nick, I'm with you.
Nothing makes me happier than to say the Packers could lose this game. I am the least fan of Aaron Rodgers you will ever meet. I am the least fan of the Packers you will ever meet. But I just don't see them losing at home to the Bears. I'm going to use last year as a rep. So last year, Aaron Rodgers looked horrendous. His first week back, granted, last year he had that stunt that he was pulling in the summer where he was sitting. Was he going to play? Was he sitting? Was he going to play?
Yep.
And ended up playing and looked horrible. But then came out the next week and dominated. And I'm thinking it's going to be pretty similar, especially against the Bears, who barely won. And granted, they won at home against a not-so-great San Francisco team, but they barely did.
they also scored 19 points in those operations. And San Francisco only
Yes,
scored 10.
as much as I hate to like the Packers here, I just don't see them losing.
Yeah, this
Twice in a row. I just don't see it happening. I really don't.
Kyle,
Yes,
Who
Jacob.
who is Aaron Rodgers going to throw to? Like the Vikings secondary, the Vikings secondary isn't good. It's known to have
Whoa,
struggles with
whoa!
last
Don't
3
talk
years.
crap on
No.
Harrison Smith. Chill out,
Come on,
Harrison Smith and Patrick Peterson. No, that's a
Harrison
decent
Smith is a
secondary.
great safety, but he's a box safety. He doesn't do cover. He's a better version of Jamal Adams. Now, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anybody to throw to. I watched
That is
Christian
not
Watson.
true. No, I'm sorry.
I watched
that is not
Christian
true.
Watson drop the second pass of the game, drop a deep route where he's wide open with 5 yards of separation, just dropped it.
Yes.
0 shot.
And that is called your first game in the NFL, Jake.
No, that's
Yes.
called
Very
a concentration
that's called-
pass drop.
Jake, that is your first game in the NFL against a division rival, against one of the with one of the best quarterbacks of all time. You are nervous. I don't care who you are. Look at Devonte Adams had very similar stats when he first played with Aaron Rodgers.
Devonte Adams doesn't. No. Oh my! Do
Give
not
Christian
compare
Watson
Christian
time.
Watson to Devonte Adams.
And they both came from low-end schools that are now
Ooh.
playing.
Devonte Adams went to Fresno State, and they were a top 25 team in the country when he was there.
Yeah, and North Dakota State was also a top 25 team when they were there.
In the
They were
FCS.
It's still ranked. It's still the AP poll, Jake. They're still
They
ranked.
weren't ranked in the
nationally.
AP poll. They were ranked in the
They weren't.
FCS. There's a huge difference.
I'm pretty sure they were ranked nationally that year. But regardless, they also have.
It's
Aaron
Justin.
Jones
It's
for the
Justin
ball.
Fields' time, baby. I think the Bears are winning this game by 17.
No,
Definitely
it's
don't
not.
think it's by 17. I
Oh
do
my
think
God.
that
Packers
I think
are gonna
Justin
dominate
Fields
this
has
game.
a clutch play. No, I think that the Justin Fields has a good play at the end to win by like 3 points. I
Packers are
don't
winning this
see.
game.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers could pull him out of this hole. I could be wrong. I've seen him do it, but this is tough. So,
Here's the thing: Aaron Rodgers went to Arizona without Devonte Adams and beat that team. I'm gonna be honest; those receivers that he has are not great against a good team, but against a defense like the Bears, that is a team that Rodgers can definitely exploit. And I don't know, this Bears team, I just don't think, unless Aaron Rodgers give Aaron Rodgers switch out Alan Lazard with Kenny Galladay, and then maybe he's kind of screwed. But honestly, I really can't see the Bears winning this game at all. It's not gonna happen. There's no way.
well, I disagree. So, looking at the 2 Monday night games, the Bills one, I think it's pretty obvious how bad the Titans look considering they lost to the Giants. Not because the Giants are bad, but because the Giants are bad. So the other matchup, the one that actually matters, I think that the Vikings, and more specifically, Justin Jefferson, looked literally unstoppable, and I honestly think this game is 45-42 in favor of the Vikings. It was like the Eagles scored a lot, but then they were scored on a lot. But the Vikings scored a lot and were not scored on a lot. So I don't know. I personally think that it'll be the Vikings to beat the Eagles.
I'm taking.
I'm gonna.
What'd you say, Jay?
I said I'm taking the Eagles at home. That's really the only difference here.
Interesting decision. I really.
Nice.
Nice.
I just don't.
It's okay. You can disagree with me, Kyle. You've got.
Yeah, we
No,
can all disagree.
I'm just trying to find the words to say why I disagree. I just can't find the wording in my head. I have the reason in my head. I just can't come up with the
Nick
words.
pointed out a great argument. I think it's a close game, and when it comes to closer games, I tend to favor home teams because they have home field advantage and the fans are going nuts. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown looked really good. Don't love the fact that Devontae Smith only got 2 targets, but it is what it is. Miles Sanders, I think I could be wrong about which running back it was, but Miles Sanders looked really good. The Eagles' running game looked really good. Their line is great. Defense needs some work. They get up 35 points to the Lions. But I just tend to favor home teams in close matchups.
I'm different, Jake. In a close matchup, I look for the team that has the best player, and the best player is Justin Jefferson on either of these teams. So I choose the Vikings because I think that the best players come out in the best moments. And I think for that reason alone, Justin Jefferson wins the game for them, however he does it. So that's just how I feel about it.
Also, low key, I just want to go back quickly to that Buffalo Tennessee game. I'm not sure it's going to be as big of a blowout.
As what?
I think it
I don't
is.
think it's going to be a big blowout. I really don't.
Yes, it is.
Not-
It's gonna. I think so.
It's gonna be brutal.
I still think I'm going to go back and forth with this all week on what my actual decision is. Most likely Buffalo will win, but I really don't know. Like, because Derrick Henry can do Derrick Henry things. And
No, that defensive line looks scary against the Rams.
Yeah, and also Derrick Henry.
Darrell Henderson still did decent against that defensive line, and Derrick Henry is miles better than Darrell Henderson. So
I will raise the fact that the Rams line is better than the Titans.
Touche. Yeah. No, I'll give you that. All right, that's a good point.
Well, the Rams line was also awful, so that's an issue. At least in the past game. So that's it for picks. Let's do a little preview of fantasy football for next week.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is
So, I will be facing Riley's brother, Jake. So, just a quick little update. This is not final because waivers haven't happened yet, so this could update. People pick up people off waivers. Anyways, I have the advantage for the most part by about 5 points. To be honest, I think I have a pretty good shot with how AJ Brown played. I think Christian Kirk has an even better week this week against Indy. So as long as Justin Jefferson doesn't score 45 points again, I think I'm fine.
Yeah, that was the scary thing for me last week.
Does everyone agree that if Justin Jefferson doesn't score 45 points, I have a chance? Yeah, I think we're all on the same page. I have a chance.
Yeah, but also Swift was pretty good as well. So we'll see.
He had 32. So as long as although he's now going against Washington, who did pretty well last week. So we'll see. I know I have a chance. It'll be close, but we can move on. We have Austin versus Kyle. Currently, Austin is favored in general. However, Matthew Stafford's gonna have a way better week this week. Just on the same page.
Yeah, sorry, Kyle, you're about to take it out.
I'm not confident. However, hopefully, I have some trades maybe in the works here, so we shall see if things finagle into my favor. However, we shall see. I may be an idiot like I have been every single year I do fantasy and end up destroying my team. So we shall see. But
Austin does have a good team, though, so that's really it.
He does.
Like, you don't have a bad team, but Austin's a good team.
Yes.
Andrew versus our friend Servant. Andrew looks like he's about to get smacked, so by a lot.
Servant is starting Daniel Jones this week. That might be his kryptonite there, though.
That is going to be the one that wins him the game. I'm telling you right now.
Who is Servant's backup? Oh, it's Dak. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that
Daniel Jones was like the 8th best quarterback last year, just for the
13th.
13th.
I was close. All right, I was close.
Nah, that's
I
not
did that
close.
without looking. That's 5 off, Nick. That's not bad. There's 32 starting quarterbacks. That was a 5-player difference. Chill out. That wasn't bad. I did that off the top of my head without knowing.
I want you to know there's a chance if I look at my team right now, I might have 2 better than you. Let's see. Justin Herbert 4. Carson Wentz 3. Yeah, W. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jake
No.
versus Riley. I don't know how to put this lightly, Riley. As big of a fan of you as I am.
So Najee Harris may not get a whole lot, honestly, though, up against this Patriots defense.
I don't mean to pump up Jake here, but not only does he have a backup for his backup, but he also has a backup for his backup for his backup. So he has Pitts, Michael Carter, McCole Hardman all could play if he does some maneuvering here. So fine.
I might switch out Michael Thomas. That might come back to bite me in the butt.
Interesting. Anyways, Trash Cans, aka Ben versus Steve.
It's not. Oh, there we go. It's loading.
Okay.
Actually, what's the projected
Frozen.
score again?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Steve, you're lower than Kyle. for a projected score, but that doesn't matter all the
Yeah.
time. Hey, he's got you in the punter matchup though. Not gonna score 71 again next week.
Yeah,
and I'm sure
know
you know that.
for a fact.
Are we sure?
He'll probably score around 40. He's playing the Chargers, maybe 50, but J.C. Jackson will be back, so that's not gonna help with J.C.'s on. Well, who? Juju. So that might not help,
Kelsey.
but yeah,
Well, at least
I
I'm
don't
playing
know about
Kareem
that.
Hunt this week when I had him on the bench last week.
Well, what you're saying is you could have done even better. Your average is 217 with this team. That is gross. Honestly, you should probably win this pretty handily, if we're being honest.
Unless C-Mac and AJ go off.
Although these two could get you 30, or could get Caleb 30 plus. Your team would need to do like not great, and his team would need to do like great. So that could even it out. But
Wait, who's his backup receiver right now? Because Keenan Allen is out.
Josh Palmer. Oh, he's so smart. He has the next best receiver. What a good list. He has Devin Singletary out. Josh Palmer can all fill in. So
Okay.
So you can just switch Deontay for Keenan and different options there. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. In terms of projected and whatnot, I am up to 8th because I did pretty decent last week. Austin dropped all the way to 4th. Kyle's up to 2nd. Saint to Taints, aka Steve's at the 3.
Let's go
And we got a
Taints.
few other people here, so I'm all up to 8. Interesting. Yeah. So, honestly, it's not too bad. We don't need to look at anything else. Does anyone else have anything else to look at? Because I have other leagues that I can show, but it's not really worth it. So.
No.
So ready. I'm gonna tell you guys. This is one going up against my work league. My work league. If I can pull this up quick, I'm going up against Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Leonard Fournette, and Travis Kelce.
Wow.
Gotta love it.
It's gonna be a rough one next week.
Oh man, I'm going against Austin Eckler next week. That hurts the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Without Keenan Allen, that hurts. That hurts real bad.
Yeah, because Keenan Allen's out, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play Julio Jones or Joshua Palmer. I'll figure it out, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm really happy I took Keenan Allen, one of my top draft picks. This is great. This is fun.
Proud of you. Anyways, does anyone else have anything else to talk about?
I'm good.
Well then,
Nah, man, we good.
It was a good episode this week. A lot of the episodes this week will be similar to this because there wasn't a ton of crazy news. It was just a lot of football and reviewing matchups and all that fun stuff. So a lot of the episodes for the next 17 weeks will be very similar. So thank you all for watching. We do greatly appreciate your time and your patience. This episode will be uploaded to Spotify. Well, if you're listening on Spotify and YouTube to be posted. Thank you all for watching and have a great night. Enjoy football season.
Be kind to someone.